Welcome to Opinion Journal Live. I'm Dan Henninger. Well, the resignation of CIA Director David Petraeus is still reverberating all across Washington. And here to discuss it with me is our Main Street columnist, Bill McKern.
Hey, Dan.
How you doing, Bill? Well, by all means, this is a personal tragedy for General Petraeus and his family, but you have been talking to some folks about it, and you think there are some issues, even questions, that do still need to be addressed to General Petraeus himself.
Right. Well, look, it's a deeply human tragedy, especially for the innocent, the wives and the children and the husbands who are innocent and now have their private humiliation dragged out in public. But when you're a public employee, especially in a sensitive position like that, sometimes your private affairs become public, and this especially is unlike other affairs, I think, because in other affairs, General Eisenhower with his driver, she wasn't writing his biography.
Right.
She didn't have access to his email account. She is said to have had classified documents in her email or on her computer.
Yeah.
That they're satisfied he didn't give them to her, but someone did give them to her. And we really should know who gave it to her. And did she get those because she was in this privileged position? I don't know about you, but I don't like my classified documents traveling around the world in Gmail.
Right. Well, there is as well the question of what General Petraeus was thinking. He has a Gmail account, and to your point, I would say the phrase private life and CIA director are a contradiction in terms.
Exactly. A lot of people,
all people in the government.
A lot of people, in government, the security people didn't have private accounts. Maybe it could be private if you use it to say, I'll pick up Susie at her softball game to the wife. But apart from that, look, they've got details in there that foreign intelligence services would love to have, and you have to presume they're trying to read it. I presume they're trying to get access to these things now, and to send, if the reports are true, hundreds of emails to this is just astounding to me.
Yeah. Well, do you think Director Petraeus should have to address this in a public forum?
I don't know if he has to direct that in a public forum, but I think his truthfulness on things, there are a lot of questions. The initial report suggested that the affair started in Afghanistan when she was traveling there. Now his friends are saying that it started after he left the Army, which would be much better for him because it's a crime, I believe, if it happened while he was in the Army.
Yeah.
And we just have to hope, and your truthfulness on one thing affects your credibility in the other. Look, what do we mostly care about? What stuff went out there, and also what he thought about Benghazi. And we want to know, when he spoke to the Senate behind closed doors or the Congress afterward, and he seemed to be endorsing the video aspect, was any of this playing on his mind?
Yeah.
Those are very, very public questions. We now have this woman is shown at a lecture talking about prisons or something at Benghazi. Now, it's not clear whether she was relying on documents, whether she was implying she knew a lot more than she did, but these have become questions because of this, and we deserve answers.